You wanted to know how people use rhetoric to manipulate others, and how we can use ancient wisdom to counter it. Well, get ready, because we dove deep into that classroom conversation you sent.
Yeah, it's a great example.
It really shows how easily we can be swayed,
hmm
especially in a world overflowing with information.
It really is.
So let's jump right into this classroom scene, okay? We meet Mr. Kalol Chakrabarty, a teacher who seems to be setting,
Wow, a trap.
yeah, a bit of a rhetorical trap for his students.
I see, okay.
At first, he's asking them, who wants to succeed in life?
Well, of course, everyone wants to succeed.
Right.
That's such a clever tactic, like get everyone on the same side, feeling good.
Exactly, like common ground.
Yeah.
But then he kind of shifts gears. He says, many will fail, few will succeed. That's the law of life.
Hmm.
And to really drive that point home, he uses this really stark antithesis. Success is light, failure, darkness.
Ah, the classic antithesis. But it oversimplifies things.
Doesn't it?
Yeah, life is rarely black and white.
It really isn't.
But it's powerful. It makes success seem so much more desirable.
Right, and failure, just like this scary, dark thing.
Exactly.
And then he keeps going. He says, victory belongs to those with power, not mercy. And then throws in a bit of pathos, saying, embrace ruthlessness, only the ruthless thrive.
Ooh, he's appealing to their emotions.
Yes.
Playing on their fear. Which can be so effective because when we're afraid, we don't always think logically.
Right, exactly.
We just react.
It's pretty unnerving how convincing it sounds.
Isn't it?
Like, it's scary how easily I could...
Oh, totally.
Yeah. And it seems like most of the students are buying into it, except for Priya.
Okay, Priya.
She points out that, crushing others to get ahead just doesn't seem fair.
And how does the teacher respond to that?
Oh, with Polyptoton. He retorts, fairness. Fairness is for the feeble. It's an illusion, a mirage for the desperate.
Oh, wow.
Those who seek fairness end up penniless.
Textbook Polyptoton.
I know.
It makes even a weak argument sound so absolute.
Exactly. And then, he starts comparing success to a battlefield.
Oh, a battlefield.
Yeah, like where you have to crush your opponents.
Wow.
And winning to, like, a fire that you constantly have to feed with sacrifice.
That's so vivid,
It is.
Very effective, but it's misleading.
Very misleading.
It's like there can only be one winner.
Yeah, it's a very narrow view.
Mm-hmm.
And then, almost trying to appeal to reason, he says, strength matters. Kindness, not so much.
Oh, so he's going for logos.
Right.
But it's a distorted kind of logic.
It is. He's basically saying that strength and kindness can't exist together.
Yeah, they're opposites.
Yeah.
Interesting.
It's like he's intentionally trying to get a reaction out of him.
Yeah, I'm getting a little uneasy just hearing this.
Me too. He even goes as far as to say that inner peace is a blanket covering a weak heart.
It's all about power and external validation.
Totally. But here's where it gets interesting.
Okay.
The teacher reveals that he's been using manipulative rhetoric on purpose. Yeah, to show the students how easy it is to be swayed.
That's amazing.
I know.
Like a real-life demonstration.
Right.
Wow.
And then he introduces them to a totally different framework for thinking about success and strength.
Oh, I like where this is going.
One that's rooted in ancient wisdom.
Oh, okay.
Specifically, teachings from the Bhagavad Gita.
The Bhagavad Gita. It's such a profound text.
It is.
Yeah, full of insights into the human condition.
So how does it offer a different perspective on success? Well, the teacher brings up chapter 2, verse 47, which states, your right is to perform your duty, not to the fruits of your actions.
Wow. That's a powerful shift in focus.
It is, right?
It's not about outward results.
Yeah.
It's about inner integrity.
In a world that's obsessed with achievements and recognition, it's pretty radical.
It is. It really is.
And then, building on that idea, he explores self-control versus external power, again from the Bhagavad Gita.
Okay.
Chapter 6, verse 6, he says, one who has conquered himself is indeed superior.
So it's about mastering our own minds and emotions, not about dominating others.
Exactly. That's a much more sustainable and fulfilling kind of strength.
I agree. And it directly challenges the idea that compassion is a weakness.
Right. And then he brings up chapter 16, verse 3. Harmlessness and forgiveness are qualities of the divine.
It elevates compassion to something almost sacred.
I know.
Beautiful.
He's actively dismantling that harmful rhetoric he used before.
He is, isn't he? It's incredible.
Yeah. And then moving on to selflessness, he quotes chapter 3, verse 19. Therefore, without attachment, do your duty. For by working without attachment, one attains the supreme.
It suggests that real success isn't about personal gain.
No.
It's about acting for something bigger than ourselves.
It's a pretty radical concept when you think about it.
It really is.
And finally, to highlight the importance of our internal battles, he uses the quote from chapter 6, verse 5. Lift yourself by yourself. Do not degrade yourself.
It's like he's saying the real battle is within.
Yes. It's about recognizing our own internal enemies like ego, anger, and greed, and cultivating their opposites: humility, compassion, and self-control.
Wow, what a powerful contrast to what he was saying before.
It's incredible, right? It's like he's giving them a step-by-step guide to dismantling those harmful ideas.
He really is. It's amazing.
And then he challenges his students to look within, to recognize those internal enemies.
This is where the real work begins.
It is. And we'll dive into that in the next part of our deep dive.
So the teacher really turned things around, huh? He exposed that manipulative rhetoric, and then he brought in the Bhagavad Gita as a counter-narrative.
I know. It's like he's showing them that there's this whole other way of looking at the world.
Right. And one of the key takeaways is that emphasis on self-awareness.
Oh, absolutely. He's pushing them to really look inward.
Yeah, to examine their own thoughts, and motivations.
And to recognize those inner enemies we were talking about.
Like ego, anger, greed, all those things that can lead us astray.
Yeah. And it's interesting because the Bhagavad Gita and the Upanishads, they both talk a lot about...
Oh, they do.
They talk about mastering those things, those negative impulses.
It's not about denying them.
Right.
It's about understanding them, mastering them, transforming them.
You know, that quote we discussed earlier about conquering the ego. The mind and intelligence must conquer the ego.
Yes.
That one really stuck with me.
It's such a powerful reminder.
It is.
It's a call for humility,
Yeah, absolutely.
Because our egos, they cause so much suffering.
It's like true strength doesn't come from puffing yourself up.
No, it isn't.
It comes from letting go of that need to be right.
To be in control.
Exactly.
It's a radical idea, isn't it?
It is. Especially in a world that's constantly telling us to be the best, to win at all costs.
Yeah, to dominate.
It's exhausting.
It is.
So if we're not supposed to be striving for all that, then what are we supposed to do?
Well, the teacher pointed to some specific practices,
Yeah.
like selfless action, doing your duty without being attached to the outcome.
That's a tough one.
It is, but it's so freeing.
In a way.
Yeah.
And it reminds me of that other verse. Therefore, without attachment, do your duty. For by working without attachment, one attains the supreme.
Exactly. It's not about what you get out of it. It's
Yeah.
about the act of service itself.
It makes me think about finding a sense of calm, even when things aren't going well.
Oh, like equanimity?
Yes.
That's so important.
It's like finding that steady center inside yourself.
That unshakable core,
Yeah.
no matter what's happening around you.
And you know what? I think that's a really powerful tool for countering manipulative rhetoric, too.
How so?
Well, if you're grounded in your own sense of self-worth,
Yeah,
those external messages have less power over you.
I see what you mean.
And then that brings us to self-control, which the Bhagavad Gita talks a lot about.
It does. It's about mastering your senses.
Your desires.
Your impulses.
It's about not letting those negative emotions control you.
And it's not about suppressing them completely.
Right.
It's about being aware of them and making a conscious choice.
This is where the real inner work comes in.
It is. It takes practice.
But it seems like it would be worth it.
It is. It's a journey,
Yeah. A lifelong journey.
But it leads to greater peace.
Fulfillment.
Exactly.
And it's a journey we can all take.
We can. We don't have to be, experts or anything.
So where do we even start? What's a practical step someone can take today?
Well, start with just a few moments of reflection each day.
Okay.
Just connect with your breath. Quiet your mind.
Create that space.
Exactly. And then throughout the day, just try to be aware
Of your thoughts.
of your emotions,
Yeah.
of your actions.
And when you notice those negative patterns,
yeah,
gently bring yourself back.
back to that center.
It's like a practice in self-compassion, too.
It is. We can be so hard on ourselves.
Yeah, we can.
But we're all works in progress, right?
They are.
And every moment is a chance to learn and grow.
So we've talked about self-awareness, self-control, selfless action.
Mm-hmm.
What else? What other tools does ancient wisdom give us for dealing with all the persuasive messages and rhetoric we face every day?
Well, discernment is crucial.
Okay, discerning
It's the ability to see the difference between truth and falsehood.
what's beneficial, what's harmful.
Exactly.
And that takes a critical mind.
It does. a mind that's not easily swayed.
So we need to question our assumptions.
Yes!
Look for evidence,
Be willing to challenge our own beliefs.
even the ones we hold dear.
Especially those.
And it's also about seeking out different perspectives, right?
Yes.
Not just staying in our own little echo chambers.
Right. Listen to people who disagree with you.
Be open to the possibility that you might be wrong.
That's a tough one.
It is. But it's so important.
It is, because truth is usually complex.
It's rarely black and white.
Exactly.
So it's about finding that balance, right? Between conviction and humility,
Yes.
standing firm in your values, but also being willing to learn and evolve.
Beautiful. That's what this journey is all about.
It is
A lifelong process of self-discovery.
growth.
And it can be so rewarding,
It can.
both for ourselves and for the world around us.
So to sum up, ancient wisdom provides this incredible framework for navigating the challenges of modern life.
It does.
It's about cultivating self-awareness, self-control, selfless action, and discernment.
It's about embracing a path of lifelong learning.
Growth, compassion, humility, wisdom.
And it's a path that's open to all of us.
It is.
No matter who we are or what we believe.
And you know what? We can't forget about the importance of community in all of this.
That's right. We'll explore that more in the final part of our deep dive. So we've been focusing a lot on personal transformation.
Yeah, using those tools from ancient wisdom.
Oh, we can't forget about,
The bigger picture.
the fact that we're all interconnected.
Right. Community.
different.
So how does community play a role in all of this? In countering negativity, building strength?
Well, think about it. When we feel isolated, alone,
Vulnerable.
we're more likely to fall prey to fear, anxiety.
And those manipulative messages. It's like we need a support system.
We do.
A group of people who get it,
Who understand.
who have our backs.
A community can provide that
That sense of belonging,
connection.
which is so important.
It really is.
And a strong community can also offer guidance.
Accountability.
Like having those wise friends
Oh, I love that.
who can offer a different perspective.
Yeah, when you're feeling lost.
Or, just need a little nudge in the right direction.
And they can celebrate your successes with you.
It's a two-way street, right?
It is.
We support them, they support us.
It's a beautiful thing.
And, when people come together with a shared purpose,
It's powerful.
it is.
Whether it's serving the community, promoting justice,
Or just creating a more loving environment.
we can accomplish incredible things together.
It makes me think of the concept of Sangha in Buddhism,
Oh, yes, the community of practitioners.
supporting each other on the path.
And it's not just a Buddhist thing.
No.
Throughout history, spiritual traditions have emphasized community.
So how do we find these communities? Or create them?
Well, connect with like-minded people.
Shared interests.
Volunteering, joining groups,
Yeah, or even just gathering a few close friends
people who share your values.
who you can be yourself around,
Yes, it's about creating those safe spaces
where you can share your struggles, your triumphs,
and encourage each other.
to live a more meaningful life.
And remember, community isn't a destination.
It's a journey,
It is an ongoing process of connection,
deepening those relationships.
supporting each other's growth.
So as we wrap up this deep dive,
Yeah.
I think one of the biggest takeaways is that ancient wisdom offers a holistic approach to life.
It does.
It's not just about individual practices.
It's about community.
Finding that support system.
That helps us stay grounded, resilient.
Connected.
Absolutely. It's a reminder that we're not alone.
We're all in this together.
And by supporting each other.
We can create a better world for everyone.
So, to our listener out there,
Yeah.
remember the power of ancient wisdom.
Those tools we talked about.
Self-awareness,
Self-control.
selfless action,
Discernment.
and remember to seek out or create those communities
That nourish your soul.
that support your journey.
Keep asking questions.
Keep exploring.
Keep growing.
The world needs your unique gifts.
Your compassionate heart.
Thanks for joining us on this deep dive.
Until next time, keep seeking wisdom, keep spreading kindness.
And keep shining your light